So welcome back to biology classroom. So we are discussing the same lesson, plant kingdom, and the topic gymnosperms, first plants to have seeds. Let's start discussing it. Okay. So what is the meaning of gymnosperms? Gymnos means naked, sperma means seeds. Okay, so these are a group of plants which are having naked seeds. Clear? So the gymnosperms are plants in which the ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall and remain exposed both before and after fertilization. Clear? So what is meant by naked seeds? The ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall and remain exposed both before and after fertilization. Clear? So, the seeds that develop post-fertilization are not covered. That's why they are called naked. Clear? So, gymnosperms include medium-sized trees or tall trees and shrubs. One of the gymnosperms, the giant redwood tree, is sequoia. It is one of the tallest tree species. See, this is sequoia. It is one of the tallest tree species. Then, about its system, it is having well-developed root system and shoot system. So, first we can discuss about its roots. They are generally tap roots. Okay. Then roots in some genera have fungal association in the form of mycorrhiza. Okay, so it is a symbiotic association. Children, do you remember the term that we discussed, lichen? What was a lichen? Algae and fungi are in symbiotic association. That condition is termed as lichen, isn't it? Like that, some fungals are seen in association with some of the trees or plants, okay, and this is known as mycorrhiza, okay. So, roots in some genera of the plants, okay, so the plants and gymnosperms, their roots are having fungal association. And that formation is called mycorrhiza, and it is seen in the plant species pines. Okay, while in some others, that is cycas, this is cycas, small specialized roots called coralloid roots are associated with nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria. We know that atmospheric nitrogen can directly taken up by green plants, isn't it? It has to be converted into absorbable forms. And one of the biological fixation method is with the help of bacteria, nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria. Okay. So, in cycas root, there are specialized roots called coralloid roots, and they are associated with this nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria. That's why they can fix the nitrogen in soil. Got the point? Okay. Then about the stem are unbranched in cycas or branched in pinus and citrus. Okay, and their leaves, they may be simple or compound. In cycas, pinnate leaves are persist for few years. Okay, the leaves in gymnosperms are well adapted to withstand extremes of temperature, humidity, and wind. And in some of the coniferous, it's a category of plant, needle-like leaves reduce the surface area. Okay. Then their thick cuticle and sunken stomata also help to reduce water loss. Okay. Then the gymnosperms are heterosporous. Heterosporic. What it indicate? Yes, they will produce two types of spores. Isn't it? So the male spores are known as microspores and the female spores are known as megaspores. Then here you can see male and female strawberry in the diagram. The two kinds of spores are produced within sporangia that are borne on sporophylls, which are arranged spirally along an axis to form lax or compact strawberry or cones. So in this diagram, it is very clear. Here you can see male cone and female cone on the same plant. The strobili bearing microsporophyll and microsporangia are called microsporangiate or male strobili. Children, keep it in mind, the terms microsporophyll, microsporangia are related with male gametophyte. Clear? Then the microspores develop into male gametophytic generation, which is highly reduced and is confined to only a limited number of cells. Okay? This reduced gametophyte is called pollen grain. Male gamete, pollen grains. Isn't it? So the development of pollen grains takes place within the microsporangia. Okay, I will exhibit a flowchart for you. First, you understand the concept. Okay, so the cones bearing. Now we are going to discuss about the female gametophyte. The cone bearing megasporophylls with ovules or megasporangia are called female strobili or female cone. So children, keep it in mind, the terms megasporophyll and megasporangia are related with female gametophyte. Clear? The male and female cones or strobili may be born on the same plant, example pinus, the exhibited diagram, but however in cycles, the male cones and megasporophylls are seen on different plants. Okay? The megaspore mother is differentiated from one of the cells of nucellus. So now we are going to explain the development. Okay, so keep it in mind. Now the female strobili is having megasporophyll, isn't it? So from that the development is going to start. Okay, so the cells are known as megaspore mother cell, MMC. They will differentiate from one of the cell called nucellus, not nucleus, nucellus. It's spelled it as Nucellus, nucellus. Okay, it is protected by envelopes and composite structure is called ovule. So within this ovule, this nucellus is present and it is having nourishment materials, and the cells, the megaspore mother cell is going to differentiate from this nucellus which is seen inside the ovule. Got the point? Okay. So the ovules are born on megasporophyll which may be clustered to form female cone, and this megaspore mother cell will divide meiotically. Why? The term is represented here meiotically. What is that? Children, I know in lower classes you studied the cell division, isn't it? There are two types of cell division. Which are they? Yes, mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is the cell division is found on somatic cells, but meiosis is happening in sex cells, isn't it? So, for the development of gamete, meiosis is happening. That's why the megaspore mother cell divides meiotically and form 4 megaspores. How many megaspores? 4 megaspores. Okay. And one of the megaspore enclosed within this microsporangium and develops into a multicellular female gametophyte, and that bear 2 or more archegonia or female sex organ. Okay. Then this multicellular female gametophyte is also retained within megasporangium. Clear? Children, you just observe this diagram. So in this diagram, you can see both male and female strobili are present on the same plant, isn't it? Here inside this male cone, we can see the development of microsporangium, and they undergo the cell division termed as meiosis. Children, why meiosis? Yes, here the cell division is for the development of gametes, isn't it? In all the other part of the body, the cell division is mitosis except in sex cells. Okay, so that's why they undergo meiosis and produce microspore male gametophyte. We can call it as pollen grain. Clear? And now we can discuss the development of female gametophyte. The megasporangium, we can use the term megasporangium. They undergo meiosis and they produce megaspore here. That is, it is a developing structure. Here you can see the presence of nucellus, and from this nucellus, the ovule, the egg sac development will completed, and now this pollen grain will enter to this ovule, to this embryo sac, and the process of fertilization will take place. Okay, and after the process of fertilization, seeds will produce, and from that seed, new plants will emerge out. Okay, the chart is clear. And children, we discussed bryophytes and pteridophytes. And unlike these bryophytes and pteridophytes, in gymnosperms, the male and female gametophyte do not have an independent free living existence. Okay, I hope you noticed that they remain within the sporangia retained on the sporophyte. And the pollen grains released from microsporangium that we explained already, they are carried in air currents and it come contact with opening of ovules, and the pollen tube carrying the male gamete, they grow toward the archegonia in the ovule and discharge their content near the mouth of archegonia. Okay. Then what happens? Then they undergo the process of fertilization. Then the zygote develops into an embryo and the ovules into the seeds. Then the seeds are not covered. Okay, so let's discuss the chart again. Here, the pollen grain formation takes place and megaspore formation takes place. And this pollen, see, this is pollen, they enters the micropylar end and it fertilize and it move and it fuses with the with the ovule. Okay, and that process, after this process of fertilization, the seed formation will take place. Okay, clear? So that is about